Toynado!
Hi, I'm Anthony. I have the complexion of a vampire, the body hair of a werewolf, and the posture of a hunchback. And with me is a man who's as cool as a winged panther, as mischievous as a gremlin, and who will drag you down with his love of toys, just like the mighty Kraken. It's Pete. Now, today on Toy Toynado, as might be obvious by my monstrous intro, we're looking at the Monsters in My Pocket toy line, Series 1 from 1990 by Matchbox. For those of you who don't remember Monster in My Pocket, they were a collection of 48 characters, about 2 or 3 centimeters tall. The characters usually came from religions, mythology, folklore, fairy tales, and literary monsters as well. The one exception to that rule in Series 1 is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. In Series 1 of Monsters in My Pocket, they were assigned values, because you could actually play them as a game. The highest value being 25 points, and the lowest value being 5 points. Originally, there were 2 different ways for you to fill out your monster collection. You could buy little 4-packs, which would mostly come with either 5 or 10 point monsters, so there were 6 25-point monsters that you could only get in the 12 packs. And the coolest thing about these 12 packs was they were essentially blind box. You only knew that the 25-point monster was the one that you were getting. And obviously, as a child, I worked out that if you bought all 6 boxes with the 25-point monsters, you get the entire set. Yes, there are only 48 monsters, but 6 12 packs make 72 monsters. So obviously, you're going to get some doubles on the 5 and 10-point monsters. Pete, I don't mind telling you that this really sparked a joy in me. I love mythology, and that probably goes back to Monsters in My Pocket. I always wanted to collect all the Greek mythology ones, which was very cool, and there were enough of them in this series to really get my interest. You team that up with the original Civilization game and my love for history, and little Anthony was very, very happy. Also, if I remember rightly, there was supposed to be a special monster with a star on its back where the points were supposed to be. I'm pretty sure it was just the Beast, but I never came across that one. Now, Pete, before we look at all the individual monsters, which I'm pretty sure you want to do, let's look at Monster Mountain. Monster Mountain was a very cool playset or display set that you could put all your monsters into. It originally did have like a cardboard backing so you could stand it up. Unfortunately, mine got eaten by a dog a very long time ago, but still got the packet, still got the mountain. Unfortunately, some of my stickers are coming off a little bit, so if I ever find a way to replace those, I think I'll do that. But it looks very cool, and it's got a little hole at the top so you could actually pin it to the wall and display your monsters that way. It has probably lived behind my bedroom door at my parents' place for 20 years and recently lived between my comic book boxes here at my current place. It's one of those things that I would just love to display but do not have the space for. And I do remember you being quite excited when I told you I had Monster Mountain.
100%. I never got these as a kid. We saw them in the store, but the answer was no. And I have just enjoyed listening to you talk about Monsters in My Pocket. Continue, good sir, continue! Do you want to say hello?
Hey, spit it down the ground, spit it up on top, and this one,
And this one.
and this one,
And this one.
and this one.
Alright, Pete, so you want to do this? All 48 monsters? Alright, you asked for it. Alright, so first up, let's go through the 25-point monsters that are at the top of the mountain. Okay, so number 1 monster is the Great Beast. I believe it's a biblical reference from Revelations, but I'm no biblical scholar, so it's a 7-headed monster that looks pretty cool. Next was the Hydra from Greek mythology. I think you'll find in the stories that this is one of the monsters that Hercules killed. The thing with the Hydra was if you cut off one of its heads, 2 heads grow back, and obviously worked out that if you actually burn the stump of the neck, the heads can't grow back. So that's how the Hydra got beaten. It's essentially a poisonous water serpent.
This little guy reminds me of the Hydra from the Disney Hercules movie. Man, that was a good movie. Carry on.
So next was Werewolf, which is one of our favourite popular culture monsters. Person who can shapeshift into a half-man, half-wolf, either from being bitten by a werewolf or having a curse placed on them. Usually happens the night of the full moon. The night of the full moon. There we go.
Man, this figure is dope. Oh! Werewolves were up there for me as a little kid. I would have had this in my pocket freaking loving it. But again, alas, this was not something that I could enjoy as a kid.
Behemoth, another biblical monster. It's large. Pete, can you help me out with this one?
Shit, man. I just looked it up in Google, and this is the friendly version. I can say that the version we're looking at looks like a mutated beaver, but when you type in Behemoth, there's a lot of stuff going on that is not for kids. Although this one does look like a mutated woolly mammoth, which has the head of the mammoth and the body, and then the middle bit is a monkey.
Then there was the griffin, which medieval in nature, I think. It's got the body and tail of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle. Yeah.
I get it. You go first, I go second. It's an order. We can do this. We can do this. You know, I don't have much to say about a griffin, apart from I wouldn't want to face one. And there is a dog breed called a griffin, apparently. Does not look like this at all. Yep, I'm going to be using Google in this one. Lots of searches. Lots of searches. Am I filling up time right now? You bet. You bet I am.
As I said earlier, Tyrannosaurus Rex. An actual thing that existed. So I suppose it is Terrible Lizard, isn't it? King of the dinosaurs. So they added that one in there. There actually is a much later series of Monsters in My Pockets where it's just dinosaurs. Good luck to you collectors out there trying to track those down.
Avocados.
You want what?
Avocados.
Come here.
Avocados.
I am cuddling you.
Avocado.
You want what?
Well, avocado.
Then we have the cockatrice, which is essentially a two-legged dragon with a snake-like body and a rooster's head and legs. I think this was medieval as well. They love their dragons, I'll tell you that much.
You want a what?
Avocado.
Come here. Come here.
Avocado. I want to take this one for me. The only for
Then we have the Cyclops from Greek myth, who built Zeus's thunderbolts and the Cyclopean walls at Mycenae, supposedly. Obviously have a run-in with Odysseus in the Odyssey. Cyclopses are giants with one eye in the middle of their heads.
Stop, doctor. In this way.
What's that?
I just know fox anymore.
Next we have the Tengu from the Shinto belief. It's considered a type of yokai. It can take human form, it usually has wings and a very large nose. Also sometimes bird-like features.
Oh. Can you say dinosaur?
Okay, now that's no more dinosaur anymore.
Oh.
And that's not my fox anymore. And that's not my parrot anymore. And that's not my monkey anymore. And that's not my gas anymore. And that's not my juice anymore. And that's not buttons anymore.